Okay, my name is Tony Cohen from La Jolla, San Diego, and I'm an independent pro champ with the company Pruvit. And the views I will be discussing on here are my own and not necessarily an indication of the company's. I think I've said that right, basically. So it's not going to be a long one. I want to start out. Oh, I've got a multitask here. Hang on. We are giving out shout outs to, I'll do mine first actually, Dawn and Kat for going right behind my back and going up to Brian's house to get more coaching. Excellent. I love it when people do that stuff. You know, a few years ago, my nose would have got a little out of joint with that. Not so much. Now, you can all go to Brian's house if you're in San Diego. He can coach you and I'll be on the beach. That works perfect for me. So, Debbie Calso for showing up. Debbie is, I know Ken's on here. We connected with Debbie and we're doing a wonderful experiment right now where we're all accountable on an unlimited program. And I said, hey, we've got an event. Show up. And it wasn't social, it was a mixer event. Actually, I'll remember this. It was a book I needed to use. So, Jesse James for committing and coming to Phoenix all the way from British Columbia. So, who else? Ken Cools, Dawn Caldwell, and Donna Puccini. We are doing a 30-day live stream game, and they are committed and doing it every day. And there's a bunch of others on here. And apparently, I'm supposed to give a shout out to myself, according to Dawn, for setting up local events. So I'm going to give myself a shout out. Go me. Ken Cools for team support. Kat Picker for stepping up at games, and Brian Von James for making time for coaching. And shout out to Carrie and Jim Whitmer sharing their stories and helping create systems. Jade Covert coaching up, stepping out of her comfort zone. Amanda Vilfort, consistency. That's what I've got. So if you weren't on that, you're going to have to go on the next one. So what we're talking about right now is, and I don't know how it's termed, but like, how do you build a business without trying to build a business? And this is what I want to cover today. The 8 legs of community-based marketing. You know, one of them's personal meetups, one of them's splash parties, mixers, call them what you want. You know, one of them's workshops, one of them is social events. Now, you've got to keep these things separate. A social event is literally connecting people. And it's not a ketone event. Because imagine this, and I'll just give you some examples here. I started San Diego Dinner Club yesterday, just like out of nothing. Well, I've had an idea. What we're going to do is, and you can take this and run with it where you live, once a month, we're going to go to a new restaurant and we're going to check in with the social media, check the food, and if the food's good, we're going to give them a review. It's not a local keto restaurant. It's a local restaurant, whatever it may be. It's social. And I'm just going to look. This is in 24 hours without me really doing anything. San Diego Dinner Club has 75 members on Facebook in 24 hours. And I'll talk about different apps shortly as well. On Meetups, which is another app, it has, in less than 24 hours, let's have a look, fire this up fast, San Diego Dinner Club. That has 45 members in 24 hours. So over 100 people in 24 hours want to go for dinner to a new restaurant once a month. And I put a couple of caveats on there. One of them being, if you're not a good tipper, go and join somebody else's restaurant group. If you're ever rude to wait staff, you will be physically ejected from the restaurant. So that's okay. That's okay to do that. So that's one example of social. And we do all kinds of stuff here. We do coffee mornings. Hey, Dawn, you missed all the shout outs to you. They were all about you. It was all about you. So we do all kinds of things. We do a coffee morning. We get more people when we call it a coffee morning than when we call it a keto coffee morning. Because you imagine this, you know, and especially guys, when your social media looks like a billboard, and then you invite someone to a keto coffee morning, they're not going to show up to be social. You don't want to go to a coffee shop and have boxes of ketos all over the place. Sure, wear some swag, fine. But this particular one, they do make fat coffees, so that actually starts a conversation. So different things you can do to get social. And these are just some ideas. Stay away from the ketone boxes. Like, to have a shaker is one thing. To walk in with a box on each shoulder like this. Hi, I'm just here for coffee. Don't mind me. I'll just place all these 10 boxes here. Like, they're not going to come back. The San Diego Dinner Club, I didn't make it a keto dinner. Like, come show me what you want. I mean, like, I don't really know people on ketogenic diets. I know people who say they're on them, and it's bullshit. Excuse me, it's been recorded this, but anyway, that's a medical term, medical claim. However, like what they see, we have Wine Wednesdays. Unless you were actually there, we're not discussing exactly what happened. However, I run in through my own Facebook page and San Diego Keto Club Facebook page. So I run the same event parallel. What really surprises people is they just come for the wine. They don't give a crap if it's paleo, keto, South Beach, whatever. They just want the wine. Then when they get asking about wine, you don't have to be a wine expert on this. Like, what wine should I have? Anything that's not American because of all the stuff that's in it. Oh, that makes sense. And you can apply, we've not done the first dinner club thing, but here's what's going to happen. It's going to create conversation. Because, I'm not on a diet, but I don't eat the bun on the burger. Little things like that. And then you can actually see, I don't know about where, because we all live all over the place here. I don't know about, let's say, in PA, but definitely in San Diego, you can see people in restaurants just not ordering buns. Like, you can get that stuff pretty much everywhere here. So the game with the social is not to make it keto-based. You just want people coming through the door. Now, a couple of other things here. So, dinner club. Has anyone got a local book club? So I know there was one that set up when I was up in Bend, Oregon last year, and we were having a coffee morning, and someone else was having a book club on the next table. I thought, wow, that's a great idea just to connect with people. Not a keto cookery book club, just a book club. That's what social is, social events. You can do a book club loosely based around your community. And what will happen is the community will build not on, hey, what book are you reading, girl? That could just be on the table. But the book club. And it gets full conversation going because you want to be adding everyone you meet onto your Facebook or your Instagram, whichever one, or both preferably. And then they can see what you're up to. And it also, when you do more things like women's group, I know there's a Pacific Beach women's group. I'm trying to get someone in there. Apparently, I'm not permitted to join. I thought I'd be a perfect fit for that. Apparently not. Little things like that, social things like go for a hike. On my Facebook, literally every yogi from La Jolla down the strip is on my Facebook. I've done yoga maybe like 10 times. But every single one of them's on a thing. And then when I go for a coffee somewhere, they recognize me and it will start the conversation going. Like, this type of thing is building without trying to build. When you're there with intent, right, I'm going to do a coffee morning. The idea of the coffee morning is to get everyone drinking cream. Sure, if you've got some, that's great. Do it. But if you start forcing stuff on people, they're going to push back and they're going to leave your social community. And that's what I'm talking really about here is social community. And then from there, if you've not got, who we got on here? A main keto club. If you've not got a, wherever it is, Harrisburg Keto Club page and Instagram, like just set one up. However, have it full of information. Build it like the company builds the company. education first. If you go on San Diego Keto Club on Instagram or on Facebook, you won't see, I don't think you'll see anything about drinkable ketones, but you'll see like cuts of meat. You'll see like tip of the day. You'll see that stuff. That's what gets engagement. And that's what gets people to your events. And then when they come to the events and they realize that we're just a bunch of people living a normal life and not some weirdo hardcore dieters. You know, last night, I was out last night and I wanted a pizza. So I had a pizza. That's going on San Diego Keto Club tomorrow. And the whole point of that is, if you want one, eat it clean. It's just information. And by doing it that way and treading carefully, you'll find that people will get attracted to you, because we don't like weirdos. We don't like, as humans, don't like weirdos. Like, come and have coffee. Oh, excuse all the boxes of pure therapeutic ketones before the coffee. No, they go like, these guys are, those days are over. Like, what could you do? If you've got any ideas right now, guys, by the way, what could you do to help build a community? Like, just anything. Type them in the stream. I'm kind of curious. So I don't have all the answers. Now, a couple of other things that will help you with this socially. Apps, obviously Facebook, and a local Facebook page. Be patient. These are just connecting tools. They're not purchasing tools. Excuse me. They're not purchasing tools. Because the minute you get, someone gets a whiff that you're trying to sell stuff through there, you get massive pushback. It's information based. And sure, you know, have a Pruvit t-shirt. Sure. Like, fine. You've got to be careful as well here, compliance wise. So I'm very, very specific about t-shirts and what I wear, knowing that on the front of this, it doesn't have the company name anywhere. I can get away with wearing it. The keto coachings, by the way, just by hands, who's going to Phoenix? Woohoo! I believe, don't quote me on this, the reboot, there'll be a reboot coaching certification done for those who didn't get one a year ago. That's the rumor. So that's something that's well worth having. And why I talk about that is that's the t-shirt I wear for a lot of stuff, even though it's like got holes in it now because I've only got one of them. I don't care. So my point here is this. Meetups are a great way to connect people. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a different community. And I'll tell you something about meetups. The people that show up for events, and I'll post the same event on meetups, sometimes on an app called Nextdoor, but also on the Facebook page. The people that show up for meetups always show up early. They're like really organized people. Facebook people always show up late. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's a completely different group of people. So you're tapping into a much bigger local market. There are people that don't use Facebook. However, they'll use meetups. One thing I will say as well about meetups, I don't know what they do as far as SEO goes. However, the amount of people who've hit me up through the meetups app, because when you Googled Keto San Diego, that was the first thing that came up. I never did anything with it. It's something to do with their platform, the way they run their platform up on the SEO, that it really does get you out there. So whatever your local town is, and you can base it, size-wise. We have San Diego Keto Club. I mean, I live in an area of 40,000 people. It's like, to get me east of the 5 out of my bubble is a big job, isn't it, Dawn? So that's that. Now, with these sort of things, t-shirts, obviously, if you understand compliance, if not, if you are at an event, a social event, and someone's got something to say, like a testimonial, they have to say it. It's got to come out of their mouth. I can't tell you the stories I know about Dawn, but Dawn can. That makes sense, guys? Legally. I can't tell you all the dirty stories I know about Jess, but Jess can. And she will, on stage. We will just make you do it. Anyway, so where's this going? I'll show you. I got hit up by and this is not about me, but this is the patience game. This is telling the same message day in, day out, without making it look product-based at all. So I'm going to plug this, but there's a reason for it. That is the Big Foodie magazine for San Diego, edible. I get this random message. I'm at Fort Worth, and I just get a text saying, hey, are you the keto guy? Through meetups. Well, yeah. Whatever that even means. Yeah. Can I call you? We've got this magazine, blah, 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 and we need to speak with someone about keto. I went, sure. What they didn't tell me is it was about all different types of food protocols. The importance here, so gluten-free, okay, we understand what that was. By the way, pretty much every one of these was ill, and I just sat down and bit my tongue and said nothing, because they're very hard on the food protocols. Kitchen Easter. Oh, that is very cool, actually. They cook for lower income communities, specifically Mexican. Flexitarian. I'm calling bullshit on that. That's a vegetarian that eats meat when they want to. Whatever. Vegan, because you got to have some vegan dude in. Paleo woman. Then they did an article on me, keto diet. Now, recognize the t-shirt? Anyone? Doesn't actually say the P word. It's like reboot. And they do a thing, but what I do is I don't talk about the diet at all. I'm just very, very vague about drinking white powder and how it can help the diet. So that's how we've got in to the magazine. Now from that, I don't know if Dawn was there. Who else in San Diego? Kevin wouldn't have been there. One of the meetups we do, the coffee morning thing, I just get chatting with some random woman that's there having coffee. And they do that fat coffee that I'm not allowed to name the brand of, but you know the one. And she gets chatting with me about this, that, and the other, and I've got some type of keto t-shirt on. And she said, oh, my husband could use that. Oh, what does your husband do? He's a news anchor. Okay, fine. Here, stick your number in my phone, let's stay in touch. And like, I've not watched the news in 10 years. I don't know what a news anchor even looks like. Anyway, this is leveraging social. When this magazine came out, she said, oh, you should be on the news with this guy. I'm going like, yeah, whatever. When the magazine came out, all I did was send her the magazine. 2 days later, I'm on the news as the keto coach. Now, just bear in mind here how ridiculous this could sound. San Diego, as well as Tampa, is one of the keto hubs. There's doctors and research scientists and all kinds of people all over here. And somehow, magically, I become the go-to guy for the media. Why? Because of doing all these local social events that are not product-led. And then when I'm on the news, he's asking me this, that, and the other. It's live. I can say whatever I want. But again, I've got to be careful with how I'm dressed. So, Keto Coach t-shirt, doesn't mention the company name. There's a bunch of boxes there that they actually made me put out. And the first thing I say, and he wants to know about the keto, he leads off talking about the keto diet. I said, well, I'll tell you right now, diets don't work. So the keto diet guy on the news, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is diets don't work. And he agreed with me because they're not sustainable. And then slowly, without making it seem product-based, he actually brought it up right at the end. And we're talking about certain protocols with food and this and that and the other. He said, so now you can actually drink stuff and be in ketosis. I went, yeah, absolutely, totally. And then we ran out of time. So I called him out on his stomach and said, you should really be drinking this stuff. Guess who's drinking this stuff? So what my point is there is, why did they come to me? I didn't reach out to them. Why? Because we do so many social events that are not weirdo-led. So if you want to, did he get a 10-day? He actually got a 5-day and then a whole bunch more. So if you're building socially, and there is a time to do splash parties and meetups. However, people coming have got to know that's what it is, you know. So, hey, show up at this event. Kat did one downtown last week at her place. Show up at this event and you'll get a chance to drink some ketones and get some keto coaching. Social events are not like that. We're not drinking. We've not got the ketones out. That specifically, come hang out with some cool people. Come to Wine Wednesday. What are you going to do on Wine Wednesday? Drink wine. Okay. What's that got to do with keto? Nothing whatsoever. However, if you want to know how to drink more keto-based wine, there'll be someone there that you can just pick the brain on. That type of stuff. So it's tread very carefully socially. And what you'll find is by building these communities around communities, you then become the go-to person. So if you do the Harrisburg dinner club and you're the only one at the table not eating the bun on the burger, guess who the go-to person is? I mean, it really is that simple. Coffee mornings, you know, you got the cream. Oh no, just give me a black coffee. I know Nick Couch does this thing where he smashes the thing on his, like you can hear it in the coffee shop next door, and dumps it in. But it's not like, hey, look what I've got. It's just dump it in, stir it in, and say nothing. Leave the pack out, whatever. So you've got to make it attractive in terms of the social side of it has to be attractive, not repulsive. That's probably too strong a word, but I feel you get where I'm coming from. So if you've got any questions on this, type them in the stream right now. I've said we've got about another 5-10 minutes. I know, actually, no, we don't, do we? We've got no minutes, really, because on his call to action, two calls to action. You're all living all over the place. Do you have a dinner club in your town? If not, do you own the Harrisburg Keto Club on Instagram and Facebook as a page that's not Pruvit-led, that's information-led? And if you want to look on how I've done it, just go to San Diego Keto Club on Instagram page, or on page as opposed to group, understand the difference, or on Instagram, or on Facebook page, and have a look, and you can see what I do. It's like anyone can see, it's so public. And that's what we've got. And what I will say as well, one final thing, I've started back instructing Krav Maga as a hobby now. I think I actually lose money doing it. I don't do the math. However, what's happening there is, you know, that's my passion. I know what I'm doing, and I was enjoying it, or I am enjoying it. What's happened there is I have them on Facebook. Then all of a sudden, oh, what's this reboot thing? What's this? What's that? So my business is coming from everywhere but where it's supposed to be coming from. All the new personal business right now. So that's what we've got. Your challenge is to set up an Instagram page of something that suits something social, local, and or a Facebook page. And your immediate call to action is to go to Champion Success Stories live in 5 minutes with Nick is interviewing somebody. Let's find out who it is. Who's Nick interviewing? Nick Couch is interviewing Monica Cummings. Yeah, so we've got like 5 minutes to do that. So my suggestion, thanks for watching, guys. Hope there was something out of this you can use. From, I'd say sunny San Diego, but it's like, I can't lie, it's like 6:30 at night. It's not sunny. It's pitch black. However, I'm still wearing shorts. So, call to action, get onto the Championship Success Stories on Facebook and invite some people to that page. That's your call to action. So guys, thanks for watching. Peace out, chill out, shake it out, all of the above. Bye.